The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Needs videos.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't know who that was. Hijacking Bob Dylan. That's New Morning from the bootleg tapes. And that's the version with horns. He didn't release it with horns. What
why
were you
not?
thinking, Bob Dylan? I tell you why. Whoa! Jesus! It's on after 11, so that's something to look forward to for all the Christians out there and all the naysayers. You can phone in and challenge him. So you've all been waiting all day because you want my thoughts on what is... let's be honest, one of the dullest stories out there at the moment. The whole Peter Rabbit, Blackberries, EpiPen. I don't think we're allowed to call it an EpiPen anymore. Of course you are. It doesn't mean... It's not short for epileptic. the whole. Let this be the last word on this whole bullying thing in Peter Rabbit. I'll tell you what I think about the whole bullying thing and the making fun of people with allergies. Don't go and see the film. It looks shit. It's rubbish. It's got James Corden doing the voice of the rabbit. Mr. McGregor is a young man, not an old man with a beard. It's rubbish. Don't go and see it. Just don't go and see it. Whether it's got bullying in it, who cares about that bit? And if you do, I'm sorry that it affects your life in such a way. Genuinely, it must be horrendous being allergic to, having people in your family allergic to foodstuffs. But that's not the reason you shouldn't see the film. You shouldn't see the film because it looks awful. Jeez, and I know that we're going to have to go and see it. I'm not going to take my children to see it. My wife, every time we go to the cinema, every trailer that comes up, my boys go, can we go and see that? Yep. Can we go and see that? Yep. That one came up and I went, you can go with your mum. And it's the first time in 8 years of being a dad that I've said, you can go with your mum to see that one, because it looks awful. Peter Rabbit's all funky now. He's funky. No, he's not. I'll tell you something about Beatrix Potter, right? Her stories... is a lady, isn't it?
Yes.
There we go. Her stories are boring, old-fashioned, out of date, and dull. They are dull. Mrs. Tiggy Winker... they're mean as well. The stupid... is it a goose... is played by, who's that? I don't
know what you're doing.
It's the person in the version we've watched. I want to be a yellow coat.
Oh, Sue Pollard.
So if Sue Pollard is stupid enough to be a goose that gives her baby... her unborn children to a fox to be eaten, because that's what happens, then Sue Pollard deserves everything that is coming to her. That's the most exciting thing that's ever happened in any What even name is Beatrix? What name is that?
It's Latin. It means blessed.
Right, so she's Latin. Right, okay, fine. I thought she was British. Don't go and see this film, OK? Genuinely, there's been people today making light of the whole people having allergies and stuff like that. People go, well, Miss Jones, it's snowflake generation. It's a snowflake generation. Listen, if you've got a kid that's allergic to nuts or mushrooms or whatever, life is awful, right? It's awful. So I've got sympathies for that. And the fact that in the film the guy has to actually pull out an EpiPen, that's not funny. That's not a funny...
No, but he also gets electrocuted.
Yeah, good. I'm allergic to electricity. But, anyway, whatever. I've not seen the film. You've not seen the film. Who cares? Don't go and see it. It looks rubbish. It's got Corden in it. They've made Peter Rabbit... I'm going to say sexy. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't. Although, the caramel rabbit was fit as... wasn't she? Wasn't she? Here we go.
And she didn't have a coat on.
Cartoon animals you would have sex with. Not cartoon characters, cartoon animals. I've got two, they're both rabbits. The Caramel Bunny and Jessica Rabbit. Those are two.
She's not an animal.
What?
Jessica Rabbit's not an animal.
Is she not a rabbit?
No.
What is she then?
She's a sexy woman.
Well, I don't want to know anything about her. In that case, it's I've still got two. It's the Caramel Bunny, and it is a male cat when he gets paint poured down his back so he looks like a female skunk. I wouldn't force him. I'm not a rapist like Pepe Le Pew, who is, I'm going to call him out. Pepe Le Pew. He's a rapist. He's a sex pest. Yeah, exactly. Him and Spacey. Spacey's not a rapist that we know of, but they're both up there for making unwanted sexual advances on creatures of the same sex. Although in Pew's defence, he thinks they're cats. He thinks they're women cats. So those are the two that I would like to make love to. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Which cartoon animals would you like to make love to? And here's the thing. Today's show, it's over 30s only. 30 and over, right? And for all the smart Alex on Periscope going, I'm 46, is that all right? No, here's the simple thing, right? Is 46 higher or lower than 30? That's what we're working on. Over 30s. And a kid tweeted me today. He's in his 20s. He said, Ian, I'm in my 20s. Can I ask, I missed some of the shows last week. Can I ask why under 30s are not allowed to call?
You're the reason.
Yeah. I replied, because under 30s lack the commitment to the show that I think this show deserves, right? So, 30 and over, and people going, oh, I'll just do an old voice. I'll be asking what year you were born. I'm not stupid. I'll be asking what year you were born. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening.
How old are you, Zach?
Not 30. I didn't read the tweet, I didn't know.
You on speakerphone?
No.
Yeah, goodbye. Right, go on.
He's the reason.
He's on speakerphone, right? And I think, and I don't know, I think he's under 30.
Well, so does his headmaster.
30. Really angry start to the show today, but this whole Peter Rabbit, everyone's going on about the blackberries and the EpiPen and the allergies. No, it's subterfuge. The film is rubbish. That's why you shouldn't go and see it. It looks rubbish. They've made Peter Rabbit funky, for crying out loud. Do you know what? I'm so worn out after the opening monologue. Let's take the adverts early.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. So it's 30s and over. So listen to this idiot. This is an idiot tweeting me. Absolute idiot. I'm 29, but in my 30th year of life. Does that count? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Is 29 over 30? Is 30 or over? No, it's not. It's really simple, man. 30 and over. Things to talk about, reasons to not go and see the Peter Rabbit film, and man alive, I mean, that topic's been done to death today, hasn't it? Oh, forget the bullying and the allergy stuff. Reasons to not go and see the Peter Rabbit film. And what excuses will you be telling your kids as to why you're not going? And sexy cartoon animals that you think, yeah, do you know what? I quite like, is it Daisy Duck? Donald Duck's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's fit. It's that little tush. It's the tail. I like the tail. I'm a tail man. I'm a tail guy. And she's got great tail. And it's that... She got just the little jacket on and the tail. That's kind of sexy to me. That's sexy to me. What cartoon animals would you like to have sex with, Catherine?
I'm all right.
Go on, if you had to. If you had to have sex with a cartoon animal, who would it be?
Why would I have to? What would that scenario be?
It would save the world. If you had to have sex with a cartoon animal to save the world, which one would it be?
Fog on, leg on.
Right. Okay. In what universe would you're a pervert. In what universe would having sex with Foghorn Leghorn save the world? You sick deviant. I say, Catherine, here it comes.
Oh, it sounds like Babcock.
No, he said, well, isn't the butcher from Coronation Street based on him? It's based on him, isn't it?
Fred Elliott.
Yeah, Fred Elliott is based on Foghorn Leghorn. Over 30s only, and I'll be asking your age. Good evening, Lisa.
Hello.
Hello, Lisa. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Well, really? Oh, you sound older. Okay, you're through. What year were you born?
Wow, that's cheeky. 1980. I'll be 38 next month.
God, to think that people born in 1980 are now 37. Isn't that freaky?
It's my sister's year. My little sister's year.
That you think I sound older.
Oh, you sound in your late 40s, early 50s. Are you a smoker?
No, but I have got a really bad cold at the moment.
Oh, well, then, all right, let's be polite and say it's down to that.
Okay.
What have you got for us, Lisa?
Well, obviously you had that magnificent rant about Peter Rabbit.
Yes, sir.
And I get quite stressed about things like that too. And I wondered how you calmed down after things, because I get very riled about silly little things like that, and then I find it hard to calm down.
I wear myself out. I wear myself out. That 14 minutes. I've had shaky legs all day, twitchy legs all day, and that 14 minutes at the start of the show was really fair. It's worn me out. So what kind of stuff do you get angry about then, and then you can't let it go?
Oh, God, where to start? Well, I do suffer with depression, and I'm on medication.
Yeah.
Actually, the same as what you're on.
Ooh.
But it's recent, so I'm still getting used to it, the highs and the lows with it.
Yeah.
So I have these little good moods, and then sometimes it just switches and silly. It can be really little things, like people eating too loudly or...
Oh, that's not little, though.
Being rude.
No, Lisa, that's not little. People eating too loudly is disgusting.
No, but I think I've got that... I don't know what the medical term is, but it's when noises annoy you, like somebody...
Onomatopoeia.
Slurping or chewing.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Yes, that...
I know. Here's the thing, right? I'm since last week, I'm very, very slightly starting to cut down my meds, very slightly. But the last couple of weeks, I have been. Before that, I've been up and I've been down, and sometimes in the space of an hour, I'll be up and down twice, and that's really unlike me. Normally, I'm kind of in one for a bit, and I go to the other for a bit. But I've been up and down, up and down. Now, there could be a whole heap of things. As if you've read the Daily Mirror or the Metro recently, you know I'm on a course of LSD therapy, where I take LSD with a therapist. And maybe that's doing it. I don't know. But, you know, I'll be honest, I'm having a massive up for the last hour and a half. Have you noticed it, Catherine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? A massive up. That can only mean one thing. I'm going to come crashing down the other side at any moment. Could happen tonight. Could happen in 2036. We just don't know. We've got to wait until it happens. But I tell you what's good is having people around you who who can say, yeah, you're being a bit of a dick now. Let me introduce you to Catherine.
Hi.
And she'll say, you know, because when I get angry, Lisa, and I bet you're the same, I feel it's really righteous, and that person over there is eating loudly and they're doing it to wind me up. And Kath will just go, Iain, you're being a dick. He's not doing it to wind you up. Just calm down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? That helps a lot.
I do get that, and I understand that when somebody is rational and says that to me, but I don't know. I just find it difficult, but I think I have got anger issues anyway, so...
When did you... I tell you what's really good for anger? Meditation. Meditation worked for me.
I do try that. Like, I've done counselling through Women's Aid and different things because of past instances, but I do try the Headspace app and the Calm app, and I do try it so hard. To be honest, the thing that relaxes me most is, like, listening to podcasts. Or
who do you listen to? What's the best ones? Your top 3 recommendations for podcasts that kind of calm you down a bit?
Well, I know this is a bit sad, but I still listen to the Ricky Gervais one.
That's not sad.
It's good.
I
think Carl Pilkington is a genius, and he just makes me smile. I love Adam Buxton.
Yep.
I listened to you on his one when you've done that.
Yeah.
Ramesh Ranganathan. He says hip hop saved my life. I've got a list on Trailer Park Boys, the Canadian TV show.
Carl Pilkington used to be my boss. He used to be my boss when I was at XFM. Imagine that, he was my boss.
Oh my God, I love him.
Yeah, he tried to get me to go and move to Manchester. I told him to get knotted. Anyway, he's a good lad, Carl. I like Carl. I was going to say something ground. Oh, when did you say? When did you start these meds? You said it was recent.
Well, the metazepam, but I first started on medication when I moved back from Spain. So 10 years ago.
Okay, when did you start on the metazepam?
I've been on it since January.
Okay, so it's early days. It's early days.
It is early days, yeah.
And if it's not quite doing the thing... Here's the thing. Sometimes with some drugs, like metazepam and sertraline's another one, if you take... Well, I'm not telling you what to take. Obviously, talk to your doctor, but this is what my doctor told me. You'd think that the more you took, the more effect it would have. But some of these drugs, the less you take, the more effect it has. And he explained it to me how it works. It's not with all of them. I know it is with sertraline and mirtazapine. If you take a little bit less, it can have more of an impact on you. So, you know, if in a couple of weeks it's not quite there, go and see your doctor and have a little tweakette.
Well, I am on the low dose to initially start with, and then they're going to build me up. But it does just stomp me out. But then when I do come round, I have got, like, energy and I feel a bit happier. And then when it tapers off, you can feel, like, the mood coming back. Yeah. So,
well, hang in there, Lisa. I'm glad that you're making phone calls, and I'm glad you're checking in. And don't go and see that goddamn awful Peter Rabbit film unless they're advertising with us, in which case, well, let's all go together, huh?
Yeah. Oh, and I thought about the sexy cartoon thing.
It's got to be a sexy cartoon animal. Someone's texted in He-Man. Well, he may be an animal, but he's not an animal.
Okay, I was thinking, because I like the Disney films as a kid, I quite like Robin Hood.
The Errol Flynn Fox, yes, well played. Oh, in that case, let's double date, because I'll go out with Maid Marian then. She was a babe.
Yeah, she was cool.
Lisa, thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Tata. All through that call, all I was thinking was, I really want to hear some banjo music. Here we go. I was playing the mandolin today.
Were you? How's that going?
That's all right. I can do. I've just seen The Face by the Beatles now, pretty smoothly. I want fast banjo music.
Yeah.
Hang on. No. What we do is type in the word fast. Not banjo music for beginners. Here we go. Have some of this. This is going to be great.
There we go.
I'm being chased by a farmer because he's caught me in a haystack with his daughter, Maid Marian, from the Robin Hood.
Oh, God. You know, you said you were feeling a little off. Wow.
Ewan!
Hello.
Hello, mate. How old are you?
Pardon?
How old are you?
17.
Thanks very much
Bye-bye.
for calling. There's Ewan running away now. Woo! I'm shattered.
I'm not surprised. Unbelievable. Hashtag scenes.
Hashtag scenes. Here. Oh, can you do a yeehaw? Do you remember? No, you can't.
Yes,
do you remember when?
Do another one.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
No, that's not. You got the.
Do one of them.
Yeah! Mofo!
Oh.
There we go. This is great, this, isn't it? I wrote this. Let's go to Jasmine. Good evening, Jasmine.
Good evening, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How old are you, Jasmine?
I'm 31, born in 86.
You're 31, born in 86?
Yup.
Is that right?
No.
That's incorrect data. How old will she be? She's born in 86.
Maybe it is right. Hang on, let's check.
In October.
Maybe it is right. Hang on, the other lady said she was born in 1980 and she was 30.
6. So she was 36.
I'm so confused.
All right,
No. Hang on, I don't know. We can work this out. What's 2018 minus 36? Do it on the computer. Let me get accurate. She reckons it can't be 1986. That'll be 32. You're a liar!
Hang on, but she might not have had her birthday yet.
No, in October.
There you go.
How old did you say you were?
I'm 31.
Okay. Where are you?
This year is 32.
Okay. And are you a woman?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. What have you called in for, Jasmine?
I got 2 stories to tell today.
Yes.
The one that was embarrassing when I was late at work.
Yes.
And the other one is about my near-death experience.
Your near-death experience?
Yes, when I was a child.
Okay, well, I'm going to get I'll tell you what, because I've got a feeling at some point this banjo music's going to be really appropriate, so I'm going to stop it now and have it queued up. Jasmine, away you go.
Yes.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
Hello?
Hello? Where are you from, Jasmine? Is that Swedish?
No, Swiss.
Swiss? I've never spoken to a Swiss person. I've never spoken to So what language they speak there? A bit of German?
Swiss German.
Swiss German, of course. Yeah.
Italian, French.
No, Swiss German, mate. Like she said.
Yeah, but they speak about 5 different languages.
I'm so sorry, Jack. No country speaks about 5 different languages.
Jasmine?
They speak 2. They speak their language and they speak English, and that is it.
Okay.
I do apologise, Jasmine. I do apologise. Catherine likes to think she's clever.
No problem.
Just be careful.
Why? Well, you know what happens. If I see you raise your hand, I'll be. That's going to be happening. I'm so out of breath. I think I'm having a heart attack.
Stop doing that.
I'm
then.
having a rustle. Right, Jasmine, away you go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
About my near-death experience.
Yeah, let's do it. So, what happened to you? Seriously, now this is focus. Serious.
Oh, it was when I was 9 years old.
Yes.
With school, we went outside to a river.
Yeah.
It was summer. It was a sunny day, and then the kids, we went into the river.
Yeah.
And then the river did take me with it, and my head on the water didn't catch enough air, and then I really struggled. But after a few minutes, I really accepted now I will die.
Wow!
And then it was, it was like an inner freedom, a peaceful. And then all my life I've lived until then went past my eyes very fast. And that was a very catching experience. And afterwards they could get me out of water.
Yeah.
Someone, and that was very good. But after that I had about 2 hours shock. I think.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I ask this question in all seriousness. Mm-hmm. How do you know you didn't die that day? And you're stuck in hell. This is hell. You're stuck in it for eternity.
And you are also in hell?
Yeah, well, I'm the devil.
Okay.
So how did they say? Well, so you accepted that you were going to die? Did you really get your life flashing before your eyes?
Yes.
What was the best bit that popped up?
It was nothing much because I was only 9 years old.
Yeah.
Nothing much. I've lived until that.
Oh yeah. And how did they what, dragged you out of the water? Did you get the kiss of life?
I don't know.
No.
I don't remember.
Hey, they have the kiss of life. Why don't they have the kiss of death? You should see some of the girls I've been out with. Thanks very much indeed. I'm here all week. I'm literally here all week. It's my job. Okay, so that was good. Has it made you, on a serious note, he said with the Halloween theme music still playing in the background, has it changed your outlook and your attitude to life?
Yes, very much. Because I now believe in a life after death. And it was really a catchy experience. It was inner peace. It was very peaceful, great. I loved it.
I'm not convinced that she isn't dead and she's a ghost. It's very ghostly. I mean, great. It's an ethereal voice. What was the other story you had for us this evening, Jasmine? And thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. The other story is when I was still at work.
You were in a drug?
And now when I went to work and I was ill.
She was ill at work.
Oh, go on. What happened at work? Go on. This is great.
All right. Once upon a time, I was sitting in an office.
Oh, no, man. Right, can I just stop you there? Everybody that phones in with a true life story has to start it with Once Upon a Time. Because no one starts true life stories like that. And they should, because we all know that is the greatest way to start any story. Once Upon a Time. All right, so, it's okay, Yasmin. So start it again with Once Upon a Time, please.
All right, so once upon a time, I was sitting in an office at work.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, completely out of the blue, I was feeling extremely sick.
Yeah.
And then I told my mate, but he didn't believe me. And then the next minute, I really had the thought, now I really have to throw up. And so I had to use the waste paper bin. Yeah. And that was quite embarrassing.
And as soon as your friend saw it, he just went, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. And after I did vomit in that bin, and the other people in the office told me to go to the toilet.
Yes.
So I walked to the door to get there.
Yes.
And then they shouted at me, "Take the bin with you." Wow. So I had to go back to pick the bin up, and then when I was at the door again, I opened the door, and then I had to throw up again in the bin, and all the clients were
in the same bin or a different bin?
No, in the same.
Okay, fine. That's good. Consistency. We like that. And then what happened?
Then a friend of mine walked by, and then he did take me to the toilet. And when we were in that toilet room, I started crying because I felt so bad. And a few minutes later, he decided to call his boss. And then she arrived and went also in the toilet room, and then she saw the bin and said, "You don't have to use the bin for that because there's a toilet for that." And that was very embarrassing.
Wow. Wow. I mean, gosh, I've got one question. One question I want to ask you on the back of that story, Yasmin?
Of course.
If you had to sleep with a cartoon animal, which one would it be? And it can be a Swiss one that we've never heard of.
No, I fancy Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Yeah, Bugs Bunny. I can see that. You say no, Catherine?
No, he's too sarky.
Yeah, but you like a laugh, don't you, Yasmin? I can tell.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you. We've not spoken. How long have you been listening to this show for?
Since you came back from the jungle.
Oh, well, listen, I'm so glad you found us. Thank you so much for calling, and we'll speak again soon.
Yes, of course.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Goodbye.
There we go. That's what I want. What a great caller. It was so worth going. It was so worth getting bullied by those arseholes and eating a pig's vagina, so I got to speak to Yasmin. That was it. That was the reason for doing it. What a great call. I mean, a weird call, I'm going to be honest.
Very weird.
But a great call. And that is how this show works, dear listener. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. Yasmin wanted to get two completely unconnected stories off her chest. And she did, and it was, and you can do that. 0344 499 1000. You've got to be over 30 tonight, otherwise you won't be allowed on. Good evening. We got a really good way of working out your age. We ask you. Good evening, Lorraine.
Hi there.
How old are you, Lorraine?
Old enough. I'm more than qualified, Ian. 1962.
Flippin' heck!
She's ancient.
Oh, my God! Does Nurse know that you're calling us?
Yeah, I've got permission. She dialed for me.
I'm taking the mic. She's only 11 years older than me. Only 11. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm going to be 45 this year, Lorraine. 45. Right, my dad died 5 years ago, right? So I was 39 when my dad died. I'm going to be, in 5 years' time, I'm going to be 50. What is going on? Oh, you having a moment?
Yeah, Nurse? Yeah,
I was reading in the papers last week, and we had some people saying this on the show a couple of weeks ago, but daddy bodies, not dead bodies, daddy bodies are in.
I know.
Pierce Brosnan's got a dad bod now.
Well, he's a pensioner, isn't he?
Wait a minute. I've got
Grandad bod.
Grandad bod.
I was watching Naked Attraction,
and
sadder still, I was watching a repeat of Naked Attraction that I've already seen, and she was talking about dad bods. 70% of women prefer a dad bod to a muscular one. And do you know what the other thing? Yeah. You'll live longer with a dad bod than a pumped up one.
Well, here's the thing about pumped up bodies, Lorraine, right? And I'm glad I never put the effort in, because I twigged this really early on, because sometimes I go and see a personal trainer, but quite early on in my exercising career, I twigged that if I were to get buff, right, to stay buff, you're in. You have to do that
maintain.
Every day for the rest of your life. Otherwise, at some point, it's going to sag.
Yeah.
It's going to sag. And so that's when I really kind of knocked exercise on the head, because I thought it's better to have a naturally sagging, unfit body than a buff body that's sagged, because that looks worse than the former. So that is why I'm still paying 20 quid a month for that gym. I'll have to knock that on the head. I'll spend that on smokes. Anyway, not smokes, I'm joking. Heroin, I mean. Lorraine, what did you call in for?
I did call in about sexy cartoon animals.
Yep, go on.
And then I had a once upon a time moment as well when I was listening to Yasmin's call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But my sexy cartoon animal would be Eeyore.
Oh. Now, that's an animal with a dad bod, isn't it?
Wow.
He's very depressed. He needs cheering up.
And also hung like a donkey.
Oh, Catherine! No! No!
Yes, of course, obviously.
Oh, for God's sakes, no! No, you're better than that. Actually, she's not better
really
than that. I apologise. I apologise profusely. That is not. But guess who's got an Ofcom out of the two of us, and it ain't me. That's right. And now she's going to have a second one. Thanks a lot, buddy.
There you go. And if you got bored, you could always play Pin the Tail on the Donkey.
Thank you very much for calling. I don't even know what that means. Outrageous. Are you going to apologise to the boys and girls at home?
No.
Let's go to a break.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
You see how much better it is without the 29s and unders calling in.
They drag us down.
Don't they? Well, you dragged us down in that last bit, in all honesty, but
I'm very much like an under 30s.
I am hauling us. I'm hauling us up to the helicopter that is rescuing us from the abyss of your filthy mind. Good evening, Nigel.
Ian, how's it going?
How old are you? Are you on speakerphone, mate?
No, that's me on my phone, sorry.
Okay. How old are you, Nigel?
40, oh my God, 48 or 49, I think.
Whoa, hang on a second. Here's an interesting thing. When I was at school, lots of Pakistani and Indian and Bangladeshi kids, right? And the conversation, as it kind of does with kids, I don't know, how old's your mum?
Oh.
And quite a lot of them...
Birthdays aren't a thing.
They didn't know. Birthdays are not a thing. And it was... A lot of them, their parents... So this was in the 80s. So they were what we call second generation. Their parents had come over. And so their parents were only really aware of their kids' birth dates because they needed to be part of the British system. But the parents and the grandparents didn't have a clue when their birthdays were.
Yasmin Khan, who works here, told me she's not sure how old her sister is.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny? So, so what we're saying, Nigel, is we think you're Bangladeshi. I don't know if your mum and dad know that.
Yeah, close. Well, it's a very Bangladeshi name, but that's where I go.
What you got for us, Nigel?
I want to ask a man of your fantastic talent.
Yes.
I play in a brass band, and we need a motivational speech. We had a good later. I sort of did a motivational speech before each contest, and last year we had a pretty good year last year, and we won quite a few things, but sort of running out of ways to motivate us in the speech before we go on stage. I'm just wondering if you've any fresh ideas.
I've got a great idea, and you don't need to do a speech. What you do is you get a little bit of cocaine and you put it on the rims, their blowholes, so when they blow, it just... Kath's looking at me and making the slitting the throat thing. What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, OK, that while that might yield immediate effects...
Then it's not a good idea.
20 minutes in, it's going to start getting a bit ragey.
Yeah, you're right.
22 minutes is all we need,
maybe that's not a good idea, because they might come down halfway through the song, and that really is going to be... you'll be finished in 15 minutes. Yeah, drug humour. What I would do... Oh, I know what I'd do. I'm going to ask something that's politically incorrect. Do you mind?
That's far away.
Is there anybody in your team that's a fat man?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys here.
Right, this is what you do.
Yeah.
You get the blow... What do you call the thing that you blow in?
Mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece, yeah.
You get the fat man to strip naked, you put it up his bum and you play him.
Wow.
I actually thought it and said it. You play him. Now, you might have to cheat. He might have to make the noise out of his mouth. He might have to make the noise himself.
The rest of the band.
But so you strip him off. It puts his willy between his legs.
Oh, my God.
The mouthpiece up his bum, and you blow, and someone plays his willy.
I know.
And he goes...
I know how you motivate them. Say if they don't play well, it's their turn to play him next.
There you go! How does that work, Nigel? Can you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, well, the problem is there's a couple of kids in the band, so really not.
Retract it out of there. I tell you what we're going to do. Right, hang on a minute.
Can you offer them money?
No, I know what we're going to do.
Yeah, no, I want to
hear your... I want to hear your motivational speech, okay?
No. I'm gonna. Come on. I use cue cards. I'm not there.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
An amateur post.
Shut up. I want to hear it. Hang on. I'm going to get some good music. We're going to get some inspirational music, and you're gonna.
I'm not actually as much as I
Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Nigel. Let's hear it. Inspire us.
Come on, now. This is really. Remember, today we've got to concentrate. We've got a short piece. We've got some. God, I'm trying to think of what I said. There's no need to panic. No need to stress. No need to worry. You've got to control your mind. You just got to tell yourself, relax, breathe deeply, and make music. Well, let's remember, what all of us do, this is because we love doing what we do. We just love playing music. Every single one of us gets a huge amount of time and personal time to play in the First World Boys. And for what? To sit for 12 minutes and have some stranger shout horrible things about us? No, it's very about them. We do it because we love playing, we love our instruments, and we love being really good at what we do. That's why we're the First World Boys. It's something like that.
Wow. And if you don't do good, then we're going to put a mouthpiece up Trevor's bum and you're going to play him! Hey, that was all right. That was good, Nigel. Ditch the cue cards is my tip. Ditch the cue cards. Go in there and speak from the heart. Speak passionately. Ditch the cue cards. Have a couple of things in your head you want to say, but speak passionately.
You see, but then what I call it, when you get caught up in the moment, you're just sitting there and you've that many things. You're about to go on stage to play yourself. Yeah, and you maybe represent your country or something like that. It's pretty tough.
Wow, he's representing Bangladesh when he plays. I didn't realise. Nigel, you got to speak with the whole thing with music and with performance and with comedy and with theatre and with doing the radio and with making art, whatever it is. It's got to come from the heart, brother. It's got to come from the heart. So whatever you say,
an entertainment. We've got to entertain the public. We get more.
Forget the public. Forget the public. It's you. If whatever you say, as long as it comes from the heart, then they'll connect with it, man. That's it. That's all you've got to do.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Nigel. When's your next competition?
Saturday.
Well, give us a call next week. Let us know how it goes.
All right. Good man.
Best luck, mate. Cheers. There we go. What a nice fella. Bangladeshi hornblower. Inspiring people. That was good. That was good. A little bit nervous at the start, and then once he got into it. Passion.
He needs to threaten to crack some skulls, that's what I'd say.
Again, there's kids in there.
All right, gently bring them together. High speed.
I think you could play a man with a mouthpiece up his bum. I think you could. I think I could definitely get a noise out of him. Let's go to Sarah. Good evening, Sarah.
Hello, hi Ian.
How old are you, Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
32, my friend.
What year were you born, my friend?
1985.
I'll buy that. I'm going to buy that for $1. Okay, fine. What have you got for us, Sarah?
Nigel sounds hot.
Whoa!
There is something really. Ooh.
I was about to back off there, but we've got it's 30 and over. It's not even 18s and over. It's 30 and over. It's like mums and dads and spinsters. We can.
I'm not. No, his accent. Oh wow!
Yeah, that Bangladeshi accent, man. It reads hot.
Sorry.
No. Okay.
Oh dear, I sounded like a smoker then. That laugh. I went out.
Too much energy.
Does sound really
Too much energy. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, go on.
So, anyway, characters, cartoon character.
A cartoon animal that you'd have sex with, if you had
Yes. Mufasa from The Lion King.
Oh.
I don't know that film that well.
The dad from The Lion King.
Okay.
Oh, he's got a hot accent as well. He just sounds lovely. He sounds like he's big, he's muscular, he would look after you.
Isn't he James Earl Jones?
No idea.
Let me look him up.
Do look it up, but
yeah, it is. You know who else his voice is? Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. I'll tell you who I'd go gay for.
Oh, God, here we go.
I'd go gay for Baloo the bear.
Oh,
I'd go gay for Baloo because we'd have a laugh. We'd have a little wrestle, a little kiss and a cuddle, and then we'd just laugh at the ridiculousness of it, and then we'd sing a song, and then we'd laugh, and then we'd make love because it would be more relaxed and natural that way. We weren't trying to force it.
He's quite big though. His tummy might get in the way.
He's a bear, isn't he? In both senses of the word.
Would you show him your bare necessities?
Whoa!
Whoa! That was legend.
Yep. Don't call Kath legend. That's demeaning. No, it's demeaning to real legends like Jesus, Batman, and She-Ra. It's demeaning to those guys.
You're talking about Jesus. I've got a Jesus action figure.
Right, hang on a second. Right, someone's tweeting now. I'm not allowed to listen to Talk Radio's Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee over 30s only. It's not what we said.
No.
Of course you can listen. This is why I don't want them phoning in, because they're stupid.
They ruin it every time. They ruin it.
You can listen, you can't phone in. Under 30, you can... 29, of course you can listen. We need all the listeners we can get. We're going to turn listeners away. We're turning callers away.
All we're asking for is that you don't burden us with these stupid questions.
I tell you all I'm asking for is just to show me little respect to me.
Oh, that was good, Iain.
Yeah, I know it was good.
Don't tell him that.
That was good. Kath was going to laugh, and then she swallowed the laugh, and out came a look of pride. Gay pride.
I'm still thinking of Baloo the bear. Sorry. So, on a serious note, I went out tonight.
Yeah.
I came back in time for your radio show, obviously.
All right, weirdo.
And I thought I'll go out. It will be fun. It will be fun, they said. Go and play poker. It'll be fun, they said. And I've come back feeling really low.
Well, do you know how to play poker?
Down in the dumps. Yes, I do.
Did you win money?
No, but there was a bust-out prize, so I won a prize.
There was a buster prize?
Bust-out prize, so whatever number you bust out on, you get a prize.
What? Is that Texas Hold'em, yeah? 7 card stud?
Yeah.
7 card stud, okay. I don't know.
So, but I get so, I mean, I'm on antidepressants and everything, but I just find I'm getting really annoyed by little things that people do.
Yeah, because people are awful. As soon as we have a nuclear war and everyone's gone except for me, then the world will be a much better place. I'm just speaking fact.
I just have to look at somebody and go, I do not like you. We are not going to get on. I don't even have to talk to them.
You say it out loud.
Really?
No, do you?
No, of course.
Oh, you
not.
internalise.
No, I keep it in my head.
Yeah.
But I just think in my head, I just look at somebody, I just know I'm not going to like them.
Well, because they're
like,
breathing.
how bad is that?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I know that it's the same thing. I'm looking at someone now knowing I'm not going to like them. I was correct. Just forget it. It's Monday. Who cares? I had I've been to Bognor today. I haven't been to Bognor since 1978, and doing something for Lucy. Bognor Regis on the south coast. I thought it was on the east coast, but it's on the south coast. And two other people were working there, and a lot of people told me that they were quite difficult to work with, including swearing in front of children and demanding who was going to pay for their effing cab. But I probably can't say who it is, so that's the end of that story.
Anyway, uncalled for.
Uncalled for. Sarah, we've got to go. Thanks very much. Jonathan, Matt, and David Babcock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's his dad. All right. 0344 499 1000. We've got these three people coming up next. You could be after them. As long as you're 30 years or over, you can listen if you're 29 or younger, you absolute idiots. 0344 499 1000.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There we go. That, dear listener, is a classic tune. Classic tune, Erasure there. I've just tweeted Erasure and I've invited them on the show.
Good.
That's the kind of... Didn't we invite them on the show before?
No.
I'm sure we...
Not Erasure.
I'm not saying they've been on. I'm saying we invited them.
No.
I'm sure I tweeted them. The things that pop up on YouTube. This is entitled Mean... But over 30s only can call in. You can listen if you're kids, but otherwise we're not interested tonight. Mean Mary playing fast banjo. Let's listen to Mean Mary.
There
we go. Do you know this song? I'm married in the month of June. Every down about a moon. Living down on Cripple Creek. I've been down there just about a week. Well, I'm going down to Cripple Creek, going on. She's speeding up. Going down to Cripple Creek, going some fun. I'm going down to Cripple Creek to have a little fun. Going down to Cripple Creek to have some fun. Yeah, but she's speeding up there, and that's showing
mean
off.
Of her, isn't it?
That's showing off for this. Let's go to the home of the Banjods. It's Matt. Good evening, Matt.
Yeehaw!
absolutely awful. When it comes to something, Matthew, when the Brits are doing the yeehaws better than the Yanks. I apologise, Matt, you're better than us. That's just a woman screaming because someone's put their apple pie on your hoo-ha.
What?
There's an image. Matt, what have you got for us?
I'm slightly offended, but we'll move on. I am actually quite happy tonight because as a 35-year-old male who has felt over the last year or two just certain moments where I have felt just getting older, comparing myself to the 20-somethings, I am so happy that this is an over 30 night. Forget all the 20-somethings. Who cares about them? It is our time to shine tonight. The older people of the world.
Rousing speech, although technically you're still a baby at the age of 35, but a rousing, passionate speech, Matt. Thank you.
I am so happy. That's pretty much the only reason why I wanted to call tonight. I waited on hold for 45 minutes just to say that. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Oh, fine. Well, shall I cut you off?
Actually, you know what?
Oh, he's doubling down. He's doubling down.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah.
With your very riveting topic tonight of cartoon animals that you would have relations with.
Yep, sexual relations.
My original answer was going to be no, but the more I thought about it,
come on,
I think it would be Minnie Mouse.
Oh, prim, prissy, and proper. Why does that work for you?
Two reasons. Number one, growing up, I'm from one of those obnoxious American families that went to Walt Disney World every single year instead of traveling the world. Our sense of world culture was traveling around Epcot Center and drinking from these tiny little fake countries.
It's a small world after all.
So, so that kind of really annoyed me by the time I was 16. So I'm kind of sick and tired of Mickey Mouse. So just to stick it to the other mouse would be kind of happy.
Well, it was stick it literally. Here's the thing. When we went to Euro Disney, which I know is not anywhere near as good as your Disney's, but please just give us that for a moment, and while we're still part of Europe. And we must have gone 3 years ago. So my youngest must have been about 3, and he had a real crush on Minnie Mouse, right? And we paid way over the odds to eat in this really awful restaurant where they just serve you pizza and chips, and it's like 30 quid a head. But the gimmick is in Disneyland, is that throughout the meal, all the characters come out 2 at a time, right? And Pinocchio came out, and the kids got up, and you get their autographs, and they hug and pictures and all of that. It was great. And Donald came out, and that was cool. And then Minnie Mouse came and stood behind my youngest, and we went, look who's behind you. And he turned round and he blushed. His face went bright red because the woman of his dreams was stood there while he was eating pizza. It was wonderful. So she does it to 3-year-old boys and 35-year-old men, Matt. She gets their hearts a-fluttering.
There's a second reason why I would, but before I do that, you made me think of this. A friend of mine just got back from there and took a video. I don't know if you've seen this or not. When they do the character meetups now, the costumes have moving eyes, and there is someone, either the person in the costume or someone on the outside is pushing buttons.
No.
So the character actually interacts with the kids now and has responses and all.
What do you mean the character? Because what do you mean the character reacts to the kids? Because they like wave and stuff.
Yeah, they do. They have, and there's some preset lines to kind of get the conversation or have the kids doing things like.
Oh, so they talk. Yeah, because we had to do that. I think Mickey Mouse has lost his voice today. Yeah, it's because they're talking all the time. They've lost their voices. That's what it is. I tell you, Snow White was there. But it's just a girl.
Yeah.
Just a girl.
I've told you about how they select people, haven't I?
No.
Yeah, my sister used to be
casting couch.
Cabin
does
crew.
Mickey cast them?
No. My sister used to be cabin crew, and one of her colleagues used to work at Euro Disney.
Yes.
And he said on the first day they get all the newbies lined up, and they go along with a clipboard, and they'll say fur, face, fur, and it's if you're not attractive enough to have your face uncovered, you're a fur.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now people who are ex-Disney refer to ugly people as furs.
Wow.
My ex actually made that joke with me because she worked for Disney for a few years.
Oh, she called you a fur?
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something?
That was pretty much near the end.
Can we go off on a tangent, Matt? Right?
Please.
So I'm having a shower yesterday, right, and I'm looking down. Right, And I'm thinking, for the first time ever in my life, right, I'm thinking, have I got any nail scissors? Because I'm going to have a little trim of that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no. And here's the thing. I didn't have any nail scissors, so I didn't have a little trim of it. But for the first time ever, I thought, I'm going to have a little, like a bonsai tree.
Oh, my God.
I was going to do, and it's all with the bonsai tree, you're supposed to just close your eyes and feel it. I wasn't going to close my eyes and feel it, not with scissors. Hello? But,
I'm here.
Do you, now, you're young, you're 10 years young, and I know that Sam's got no pubic hair, because they all shave it off now. It's all gone. Kids don't, kids. Phrase that slightly better. Millennials don't know what pubes are.
Millennials.
Right. So, Matt, you're sort of bridging the gap, right? What are your pubes like?
Yeah. God. Wow. Okay. So, well, the weird part is I'm actually right at that edge point of a millennial. I'm one of the very first early millennials, because I think it's like 1980, 1981, 1982. So I'm kind of like that first early on. Okay. I do make sure it is clean and tidy down there, because if anyone is to come down and visit, I want to make sure that it's an enjoyable experience.
Hang on a minute. It's clean. I'll keep mine clean. There's no question about the hygiene. But when you say tidy, are you having a little trim, true?
More like a trim, yeah. I wouldn't do I know people that have done the full razor, and that just the thought of putting that near anything. Oh God, no, hell no.
Oh
Never
God, if I went bald down there, I'd feel sorry for it. It would look ridiculous. Poor old thing.
Last turkey in the shop.
Yeah, it really wouldn't be.
Plus, also, I don't think you can, if you want to do the full dad bod like you were talking about earlier, you can't do a full shave anyway. You kind of have to keep a little bit of that manly element of it.
Yeah. Okay, it's just a thought out there, guys. It's just a thought. If I'm going to put it on and start a petition, if it gets 100,000 votes, they'll have to discuss it in the Houses of Parliament, and then I'll see what Theresa May says about my pubic hair. Matt, you said you had another
I'm an American. If I signed it, does it count?
Yeah, of course it does, mate. Just put down a British address. No one notices. Fake it to make it.
I'm visiting in a couple of weeks and spending about a month and a half over there, so I'll just use that address.
I won't be showing you, mate. That would be inappropriate. What was your final point?
Oh, the second point of why Minnie Mouse. Because Mickey's rich. So if Minnie and I have an affair and get away with it, she can take all that money, I can get my hands on it, and life would be good.
Matt, thank you very much indeed. I don't know if you know the Beyonce song Irreplaceable. I know it was reversed there, but she owned the house. The car that he was driving was in her name, and I think Mickey operates a very tight ship like that as well. 0344 499 1000. It really is the show of all shows tonight. You don't want to miss this one, guys. It's absolute classic Lee.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Hey. Over 30s only tonight, guys. 30 and over. We're going to be clear there. 30 and over. 29 and under, you can listen. But I don't want you to call in. And I did, when I said this last week, and I always say the reason I don't do these things when I say them on the show, because I said this like Thursday, I think, last week. The reason I didn't go, well, let's do it for the rest of the show is because I think, oh, God, it'll be such hard work and we won't get any calls. That's why I always throw it ahead. And then I hope I forget. But then someone reminds me on Twitter and I go, oh, we might as well have a go. We've had more calls than we normally get. And they've all been bloody good. They've all been bloody good calls. They've all been bloody good calls, Catherine. I'm Brian Walden.
Yes.
Here's an impression for the over 30s. I'm Brian Walden. And this week on the Brian Walden Show...
He used to scare me a bit.
Yes.
He had to pronounce Widow's Peak, didn't he? Which is the trademark of everybody.
Okay, here we go. People who've got Widow's Peaks. Let's the poker. We'll play it. You go first.
Okay, Dracula.
All right, Brian Walden. I've got two. Got great ones.
Oh, that snooker player that looks like Dracula.
Ray Reardon.
Yeah.
He was a pool player who was just quite good at snooker.
Right.
He was a pool, because pool, you whack it.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Oh, yeah. Who else?
Why do they call them Widow's Peaks?
I have no idea.
I tell you what, you talk to David Babcock Senior and I'll tweet it.
Hello, David Babcock Senior.
Ask him his age, because I'm not sure.
Hello.
This guy.
Yep.
Hello?
Oh, he does sound elderly. Fair enough. How old are you, David Babcock Senior?
Well, I've just snuck under the limit. I'm 31.
Oh, goodness. You sound much more mature.
Well, thank you, Claire.
Okay. What did you want to say?
Ringing in because I'm over 31.
Okay, well done. And what else?
Well...
David?
Yes.
Yeah, Dave, is that David Babcock? Because I tell you why, I need to speak to him, because I've got a really important, well-paid job that's going to pay £2,000, but I need to speak to him tonight. Is he there?
Unfortunately.
Oh, well, then the £2,000 job will go to someone else. Hang on a second. Jonathan, are you free to take David Babcock's £2,000 job?
Of course.
All right, well, Jonathan will do it then, unless David Babcock can speak to me in the next 5 seconds.
I'm afraid you don't believe it.
Right, he's gone. You've got the job. There isn't a job.
It was a ruse, a clever ruse.
It was a ruse. Evening, Jonathan. Did your games console turn up?
No, it's supposed to come tomorrow.
Oh, I was looking at that over the weekend. That's very tasty, and my friend Will was mightily impressed that you got a black one. So they look very tasty. I must admit, I brought in my PlayStation 4 into work today, and Catherine and I were streaming Twisted Metal, the classic PS2 game where you've got to drive cars and shoot at each other. I destroyed Catherine. The only time she got one kill was when I drove my motorbike off a mountain.
Well, overconfident.
That was disappointing. And I've downloaded for tomorrow's streaming fun Parappa the Rapper and an old karate game for the Neo Geo. Remember the Neo Geo?
Oh, yeah, I remember
I
that.
used to have a Neo Geo, great little handheld console, and we've downloaded a karate game. It's like Karate Fighter 1998 for the Neo Geo. So tomorrow evening, guys, about 9 o'clock, we're going to be streaming that on my YouTube channel. Be there or be very, very square. What you got for us, Jonathan?
Well, funny you should mention that console, because there is a UK equivalent of it for the Sinclair Spectrum.
Oh, now, okay, there was the Spectrum Vega, which came out about 4 years ago, I'm going to say, maybe 3 years ago. It was made in Lucan, and I bought one, and it was a little bit disappointing. And then they were making a handheld one. And it was all crowdfunded, and it was supposed to come out 2 years ago, and it didn't. And then the people that were making it split, and some of the people walked away and said, I can't work with them. And apparently it's coming out in April. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about a different project.
Oh, go on then.
The ZX Spectrum Next.
Oh, go on. Tell me more.
It's a FPGA-based Sinclair Spectrum with double CPU and HD connection.
You're making me really, really horny. Is it out yet, or is it early stages?
Well, this is one of my regrets. It was a Kickstarter project,
right,
and those who funded it get first dibs.
Oh, man.
There is, I think, a kit version coming out at some point, but
I don't want that.
I in hindsight, I do regret not chipping in and getting a fully constructed one.
So the dev kit. Oh no, you can buy one. They're selling them on the website. There's the kit for £119 plus VAT. So it's £142. There's the ZX Spectrum Next computer for £252, or the accelerated computer for the £330. Let's have a little look at that. The fully expanded ZX Spectrum Next, including accelerator board, real-time clock and Wi-Fi, ready for gaming, programming and anything else. Oh, mate, stop phoning up and telling me things that I think I want to buy that I don't want to buy.
Oh, it gets worse than that.
Go on. Go on.
Because it runs on FPGA,
yes,
the FPGA chips can be reconfigured to simulate the hardware of other machines, like the Commodore 64, the Amstrad, the Atari 8-bits, maybe even the 8-bit consoles.
Here's the thing, right, because it looks sexy, but I can't justify spending. I've got a Raspberry. We'll stop getting geeky and just give us a geek off for a second. I bought a Raspberry Pi that's got loads of different emulators. It's got Dreamcast and Spectrums and Wonder Swan and all. So I've kind of got all of that already. So me going and buying another little geeky thing like that would be
but the problem with Raspberry Pi is that it's not 100% accurate.
Oh. Because you're what's the word? Simulating.
Emulating.
Emulating.
Software emulation, whereas FPGAs simulate the electronic currents.
Oh, dear God. Jonathan, thank you for that. Let us know when the thing arrives and how it goes.
Okay.
Good lad. Cheers, mate. Thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Mike!
Hello there. Good evening.
Hello there, Mike. Good evening. How old are you, Mike?
63 this June.
Whoa, what year were you born?
1955.
Thank you very much indeed. Well done, Mike. You pass the test.
The reason I was rang is just to say that I've tuned in over the last few nights. I'm being visually impaired. Oh. I'm enjoying your shows. I totally enjoy them. You keep me company in the evenings, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Well, hey, listen, man. Thank you. How did you find us?
I've got a DAB radio from the visually impaired that the blind give us, and I was going around the stations and sound talk radio. So.
Hang on a minute, because that's twice you've mentioned visually impaired, and I find that fascinating. So, sorry, did you say that your DAB radio is especially for the visually impaired?
This one, yes, because it's got large buttons on there.
Oh.
And it also tells me what stations I'm listening to.
Oh, so if you tune to a station, does it say out loud the name of the station?
Yes.
Isn't that clever?
So good.
Yes.
I tell you what my friend Mackenzie got me ages ago. He bought me this watch. Because I said I really liked it. I've never got round to wearing it, but it's a piece of art. And you get talking watches, but this is a watch. I'll bring it in tomorrow because I'm going home. So it's a big watch, and you've got where the hands would be. You've got like sort of a ball bearing, and so you feel the ball bearing where the ball, and you can kind of pull it, and you can feel where the ball bearing is. And it's
I've seen those.
Yeah, they're good. Bit trendy.
They're very good.
Bit trendy. So, so you've been listening to us, and
over the last few nights, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
What have you liked? Tell me what you've liked and what you've not liked, and be honest with us, Mike. We can only get better by hearing your honest feedback.
I enjoy everything you talk about, to be honest with you. There's some nonsense that you talk about, but there are some good subjects that you've brought up as well over the last few weeks, I can't think of but there's yourself, and I listen to the lady in the mornings, Julia Hartley-Brewer.
I can only apologise.
Absolutely brilliant.
What the heck? Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Mike. And I'm glad you found us. So spread the word. How bad? Can I ask how bad is your eyesight? What can you see and what can't you see?
I can see so far. I have to have a magnifying glass to read small print.
Yeah.
Like I say, I get help from social services. What else? Like I say, I can see so far, and then I need help with. I use a symbol cane to go out because it doesn't keep me in. I like to get out and about, and I help out on a housing association.
Okay. Right, okay. Well, this brings me on to my next question. What cartoon animal would you like to sleep with?
The lady from the one from Lady and the Tramp.
He likes a bit of posh.
Hey, he's going for lady. You can recreate that spaghetti scene.
Yes.
I've forgotten about lady. She's very posh. Hey, Mike, well, listen, man, I'm glad you found us. We're on, this show is on Monday to Friday, 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock. Spread the word, man. Thank you.
And before you go, you were talking about Ray Reardon, and I met Ray Reardon because he was born in the next valley over to where I was born. He was from Tredegar, and I was born in Evervale.
Am I right? He was a pool player, wasn't he?
He was indeed, yes.
Who got got really good at snooker, but but pool was his thing. And you see, because on the snooker he was quite slow, but you saw him playing pool, and boy, he was whacking them balls in.
He used to, yes. He was brilliant at snooker because he won it 5 times.
All right, then. Well, if we're going on the theory that because you're both Welsh, you know Ray Reardon, well, then you must know Terry Griffiths as well, then.
No, he's from Llanelli, and I've never met him. I've met 1 or 2 stars in my time, but I've met Banjo and the late great Ray Moore, the DJ, and the late Terry Wogan.
Have you ever met Sherry Hewson or Amanda Barry?
No, I've never
met those. Probably best you don't. Mike, thank you for that, mate. We'll speak again soon.
I hope so, and thank you very much.
Cheers, fella.
For the entertainment.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you. Now, that's strange. He likes us and Julia Hartley-Brewer. That portion of the Venn diagram is very, very small. He may be the only person in there. You're listening to... we've not said our names.
Maybe he thinks she's joking.
Maybe he thinks I'm joking. I'm Iain Lee. That's Catherine Boyle. This is the Late Night Alternative. It's only on Talk Radio. You can listen to us on DAB. You can download the app, or you can go online at talkradio.co.uk. Let's have a quick break.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
03444 991 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call, but only if you're 30 years or over. So I'm just YouTubing Banjo. Listen to this. Here we go. Hang on a second. Oh, he's gone. Where's he gone? State of that. I've just typed in Star Wars Banjo, and there's loads of it. Look, there's loads of it. Mandolin? That's not Banjo.
That's some classy picking, though.
I can do that on the mandolin now. I can do that. It's easy. Oh, this is great.
Slide.
Technically, it was a lap steel. But...
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is great! Is it all the same guy? Is it? Why would it be all the same guy? That wouldn't work. This is great! Is it the same guy? They look the same.
Actually, it might be.
Yeah, it's the same guy! In different hats!
He's doing an Oldfield.
Isn't he? He's on Twitter, look.
joy.
This is great. Oh, mate, I'm going to tweet him. Let's talk to Robert in Doncaster while I tweet. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening.
How old are you, Robert?
38.
What year were you born?
1979.
Okie dokie. Oh, it's Rob Burnett.
So, you're playing a rager.
Yes.
You've got a lumberjack shirt on.
Yes.
And you're playing the banjo.
Yes.
And you're back on telly.
Yes.
There's a connection there somewhere.
Yes, there is. I'm on the up. I am rising. All of my trolls, everybody who's been having a pop at me online, forget it. Your day is done. This is the rise. This is the ascent. This is the second coming. I am back. And everybody that was rude about me after Sunday brunch at the weekend, oh, he's a tosser, oh, he's an idiot, oh, he's a twat. Oh,
sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit personal. But everybody who's rude about me, deal with it, guys. I'm back. And everybody can kiss my pale ass. Robert.
Anyway, I've got someone in my life who calls me daddy now.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's some girl's got a house around the corner if you're coming this way for a rabbit hole.
Hey, come on, yeah. Rob.
There you go. Topic.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
MBEs last week, did you see them?
I saw that Twiggy got one. Not Twiggy. Sandy Shaw.
Sandy Shaw.
Yes.
And who else?
Dusty Bin?
Emeli Sandé.
Did she?
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw her in concert once at the Hammersmith Odeon.
Did she get it for that?
3 songs.
Yeah.
Services to music.
She was everywhere for a while, wasn't she, Emeli Sandé? She was everywhere. I liked the songs.
So it's too early.
Oh.
So
yes.
Why don't we say you can take an MBE off of someone?
Yes.
And give it to someone else who's more deserving virtually.
Oh, okay. So you're going to take Emeli Sandé's MBE. Imagine how proud her mum must be.
Yes. You can have one in the future.
Well, okay. So you're going to. Okay. Who are you going to give Emeli Sandé's MBE to?
Hadaway.
Ooh, it's good.
I would give it to Kareem Bailey Ray. What? I like that. I like that song. And she's had she's a horrible life. She's a really tragic life. And that song is, Girl, put your records on, sing me your favourite song. Tell me there's something about you.
I don't like those songs.
I know you don't like them because you got really poor taste. Really
women don't like attractive women who sing songs.
That's not true.
That is actually pretty
not true. Women don't like other women that sing annoying songs, or men that sing annoying songs.
Give me one pretty lady who sings a song you like.
So many. Many.
It's not an answer, though, is it?
I don't have to justify myself to you, Robert.
Rob, we'll put it out there to the listeners. Thank you very much indeed. It just leaves me to say this. Here we go.
Don't you dare. This is what I think it is.
Yeah, you know exactly what it is. If it works.
I hope it doesn't work. Oh, come on.
Here we go. 3 little birds sat on my window, and they tell me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutching out on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we got it wrong, but it's alright. But it's alright. And nothing seems to change, and it will all stay the same. Ooh, don't you hesitate.
You don't know this song, do you?
Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favourite song. Just go ahead, let your hair down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. You're gonna... Guys, okay, right, adverts now.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Right, so that Bluegrass Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
We've got no calls. 0344 499 1000. So it's this guy, Jonathan Galletti, right? And he's got a few other things on there. Have a listen to this. Here we go.
Ha.
It's Bluegrass Mario! There's one here, right? This has only got 35 views. It was put up 3 months ago. Listen to this. Is going to. I've not heard it. It's going to be great. He's not got. This one's only got 31 views. So what we're going to do? I'm going to tweet this one, right? Let's get him a couple of thousand views, okay? Share it, watch it, go and watch it from as many times as you can. Let's get this up to a couple of thousand, right? Here we go. Listen to this. Oh, hang on. This one's got vocals. Let's not do that one. I can see why that one's only got 31 views. It's it's a dobro. I'm subscribing, brother. I'm subscribing to that. I'm subscribing to that. That was incredible. Excellent stuff. Simon's on the line. Good evening, Simon.
Hi, Ian.
How old are you, please?
I am 43.
Yeah, you sound it. You sound old. I'm not even going to check the year.
World weary.
He sounds old, doesn't he? Sounds like an old boy. What have you got for us?
I'm very old. A few weeks back, you were talking about cover versions.
Yes.
Good ones, bad ones.
Yes, pointless
Just
cover versions. Yes.
One of your favourites, I know, the Monkees.
Yes.
Cover version of one of my favourite songs, I Want to Be Free. Davy Jones sang it.
Yes.
Done by Richard Marx. As in Right Here Waiting. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
It's a good version.
Yeah.
Surprise me.
Say it.
Yeah, they don't.
Play it.
They don't it's so good. I don't think it's a very good song. It's
you not like it?
No, I don't like the song and I don't like his version. It's a weird song, right? Because it's supposed to be like the Monkees, obviously a rip-off of the Beatles, so it's meant to be their version of Yesterday, right? But Yesterday is all about wistful love. But the lyrics of I Want to Be Free is basically saying, think you're getting a little bit too close. Can you back off, baby? I want to go and sleep around.
My world.
Yes, exactly. Oh, picture of that huge bum there. I'm trying to hide that. So, Simon, I cannot allow that into the canon of a good cover version, I'm afraid.
Okay, what's your favourite Monkees track?
I mean, it's going to make me sound like a fraud, but it's Daydream Believer. I've got to get down and dirty. It's Daydream Believer.
Yeah, I think that's good. Pleasant Valley Sunday is another favourite of mine, I think.
Second favourite, As We Go Along. Do you know that song?
No, I don't.
Go and you have permission to bunk off now and go and listen to us. Don't tell you what we'll do. No, you won't. We're going to play it at the top of the hour, As We Go Along by the Monkees.
Right,
There's a song. There's a song.
Okay, cool. One other thing.
Yeah?
Has the NTA been found?
Say that again?
Has the NTA been found?
Oh, I don't know. No one. The National Television Award that was won by I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. No one. I don't know. No one's been in touch with me to say that it has been found. So I think we can assume, Simon, it's still missing. And my money is still on Dennis Wise.
Did Dennis Wise reply to you?
No, he did not. He did not. So I think...
A sign of guilt.
Wisey, not so wisey. Thank you very much indeed, Simon. Let's go to John. Good evening, John.
Hello, how you going? You all right?
I'm all right, thank you. John, what you got for us?
Good stuff. A couple of things. I haven't phoned in for a couple of weeks. I was going to rattle through a couple of bits.
Yeah, go on. You do what you want.
Celebrities begin with JL.
There we go. This is great. But let me just say, John... If people are listening going, hang on, I've been listening all night. What's he talking about? If you heard something on a podcast, if you heard something on a show from a year ago, anything, you can phone in about it. You might have to jog my memory a little bit because I don't remember what I did yesterday, but I do remember the JLs. But you can phone in about anything we've talked about in the past or anything we may talk about in the futures. So it's up to you. Go on, John.
So I was going to say, I don't know if you've had this one, but Josie Lawrence.
Yeah, we had that, John. You can call in, but you got to. We had that one.
So,
we had her quite early on, I think.
I thought we should have gone quite early. Yeah. See, when I was growing up, she was like, I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I used to watch Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
And she was one of my favourites. And I thought, oh yeah, she probably would have gone, but I'll give it a go anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, unlucky.
The other thing was, if you're still giving away films, I'd always like to claim A Few Good Men.
It's yours. I bet they're... hang on a second. Hang on. Stand back. Everyone stand back. I bet there's a few listeners out there that would like to claim A Few Good Men. I'm talking about
the Jack Nicholson one.
Yeah, I know. And I'm saying that actually men, a few of them, good ones, for sex.
And especially after I just said I'd like to give claim Josie Lawrence as well.
Okay. Yes. Can I just say, Catherine has given me the filthiest look ever there. I thought I was improvising. I was inspired by Josie Lawrence, inspired by Whose Line Is It Anyway? I was improvising.
I think you misjudged the tone.
I don't think I misjudged. You're talking about Hung Like a Donkey, about Eeyore.
Well, he is. He's a donkey.
And I'm talking about A Few Good Men servicing someone.
And then mentioning Josie Lawrence, who's not asked to be involved in this narrative at all.
Nothing to do. It's
to be
John.
fair, I mentioned Josie Lawrence.
You mentioned cloning her. So it would be the clone of. It would be the clone of Josie Lawrence that would be involved in this scenario. So it's not
dehumanising her.
Well. That you raise a good point. Is a clone a human?
Yes.
I would argue no.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not the original human. The clone wouldn't have the memory of the human.
No.
So,
that would be weird then, though, wouldn't it? Because it wouldn't actually be.
None of this is not weird.
The person.
John.
It would look like Josie Lawrence. And it would sound like Josie Lawrence, but it wouldn't have the memories of Josie Lawrence.
We're going a bit down the sex bot route thing again.
Oh, have you heard? There's in Scotland, there's a very enterprising young lad. What's the guy's name?
Stephen Crawford.
Who set up Britain's first and so far only sex bot brothel.
There was another one, but it was forced to close.
No, it wasn't. Another one. It was a shop that sold sex bots, and you could go and try them. It was on a trading estate. But I've really read about this story. So he set up a sex bot brothel, right? It's only got one sex bot. So
I don't think that really constitutes a brothel, then, does it?
It's a brothel, no. Yeah.
She's a sole trader.
But it really brings up an ethical thing, because he's going, I'm doing nothing illegal. Basically, he's
letting everyone have a go on his doll.
No. Basically, he's renting out a room for people to knock one out in. That's all he's doing, and that's not illegal. And so it's a really interesting point of law. Look at that. Do you want it, Paul? Have it. You want it? I've got a box full of them. Go on, it's yours. There we go. Yeah, of course. I've got
People
a box
don't know
full
what
of
you're
them.
talking about.
I've given Paul Ross
sex bots.
I know. No, it's not a sex bot. I've given him a Michael Nesmith album. I've got a box full of them, Paul. Have it. It's yours. Go on. It's me. I wrote that. I made that. No, so he's only got one sex bot, and it's the interesting thing is not Paul Ross. This fella in Scotland is it prostitution? Well, it's not, because there's no human being is involved.
I suppose it's just renting out a fleshlight, really, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But it's not. Oh dear. I mean, I don't know where you go. Literally, I don't know where you go with that.
Well, same place as you would with the human. But John, I've got to say, mate, you have lowered the tone of this show.
Well,
and it was pretty low.
I've been trying to do that for a long time, so I'm quite. That's an achievement for me.
Pretty low, mate. Pretty low already.
Sorry. I can't,
Anything else? Can you try and raise the tone?
Let's try. I saw on your Twitter thing when you were tweeting out about the beginning of the show about widow's peaks and cutting hair.
Yes, downstairs hair.
I'm not going to go below the belt, but to try and raise it a bit, I did cut my own hair once.
On your head?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, we're back in. Go on. What happened?
So I was at home alone. I must have been about 10 or 11 years old. Probably might have been a bit older, but and I've just started experimenting. I was cutting something with this, and I thought, I do my hair. That can't be that bad, can it? Cut massive, great big chunk out of my hair. I'm proper wedge, and thought, what have I done?
Yeah.
The only thing I could think to do was I got a load of glue. And it back on my head.
Yes.
Back on my head. So I had a great big triangle of hair that was wet and stuck to my forehead.
Yeah.
When my mum came in and said, what have you been doing? I was like, oh, God, how am I going to get around this? I've been playing football, I'm sweaty. And she said, what, in one spot? Come over, stroked my head, and all this great big chunk of hair just fell off onto the floor. And it was like, alopecia.
And then when she found out what you'd done, this was the scene in your... Come here!
You better run, boy!
Come here, you little so-and-so!
Yeah. And she's trying to grab me and kick me up the backside, and I'm like, no, Mum.
Oh, well, you've saved it. If you've ever cut your own hair, then you are... If you've ever cut... Oh, yes, it is. It is, thank you. It's Peter Talk's birthday today. A man who doesn't like me, I don't think. Anyway, don't like me. I'll tell you in a bit, Paul. Come after the news. Come in. John, thank you for that, mate.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Excellent stuff. If you've ever cut... Paul, I'm chatting to Paul Ross through the window. Paul Ross is on 1 o'clock. We should always flag that up. It's a cracking listen. We'll get him in with. But during that whole call, I'm doing sign language. He's passing me notes. And what a terror! No wonder we keep getting sacked from places, me and Paul, with that kind of behaviour going on. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Guy.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening, Guy. How old are you, sir?
Hi, Kath.
Hiya.
I'm 35.
Okay. Well, you sound well. Okay. What have you got for us tonight?
Well. On the category of famous people, JL,
yes.
I was listening that night, and I know you never said Jared Leto.
You're correct.
Because he's not famous?
Yeah, he is.
Who's Jared Leto?
Jared Leto played the Joker in the Suicide Squad film.
I mean, okay. Anything else you called in about?
Well, and there's also Babs Bunny.
Who's Babs Bunny? Is that Bugs Bunny's girlfriend?
Yeah, she was in Space Jam.
Oh, yeah, I love Space Jam. So that would be your cartoon animal that you'd have sex with?
Yes, but my wife said Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, blimey. Not Donald, but Scrooge.
Wowzers. Is that your wife giggling hornily in the background?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Well, you two, you go and buy a Scrooge McDuck outfit and you show her what it's like to be tight. I meant... No, I didn't mean it. No. Stop these. I didn't mean it like that. I meant financially. Because he's... no. I swear to God, I meant financially. I swear to... No, I promise you. I swear on my life... that was not a slur on your good lady wife. That was because he's tight.
Just stop saying it, man.
Thanks a lot, Guy. Cheers for nothing. That was uncomfortable. Of course I knew what I was saying.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Part of me is annoyed I played the slightly wrong version, but it's the movie version, man. It's the best Monkey song that no one knows. That's not even the best version of it. Carole King, Jerry Goffin, on guitar, Neil Young and Ry Cooder, sung by Mickey Dolenz, singing like a girl. Stoned Mickey is the best voice. And as we go along from the flop but yet wonderful movie Head. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio. We are here Mondays to Fridays on DAB, on mobile phone app or online at talkradio.co.uk. 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, then 5 o'clock in the morning it's James Max. At 1 o'clock in the morning it's Paul Ross. Catherine Boyle is there.
Hi.
And for the first time this evening we have an empty switchboard, which is beautiful. If you're going to call in tonight, 30 plus, please. We'll go back to tomorrow.
Free for all.
Free for all, silly kids, all that stuff. But tonight it's... You want to come in, Paul? Come in. Of course, you don't need to ask. We don't stand on ceremony in this place, for crying out loud. Sit down. How you doing, man?
Very well indeed. Thank you so much for that remarkable Paris Studios album.
It's a pleasure. So
you've not only produced it, you wrote the sleeve notes.
I wrote the sleeve notes.
And some quite long words in there.
I know. I got it spell checked. Because, I got a record label, me and my friend Glenn, and
I've
we
just been hearing
released
from Sam.
Monkeys Records, and that's our first Nesmith release.
Wow.
You've got a limited edition orange vinyl there.
Wasn't orange the original pop colour when RCA launched 45s?
Yes, I think it was, wasn't it?
Why did you choose orange for Michael?
Because it looked quite nice with the cover.
Yeah, no,
We've done a picture disc, we've done a CD, and we did an orange. I tell you the reason we do multi-formats, right, is because we don't make any money. We throw loads of money into it. But if we have more formats, then people will buy them, which means we get a bit more money, and then all the money we make then goes into the next thing.
Can't you do that crowdfunding thing with it?
We've not needed to.
Okay.
We've not needed to yet. We might do, because we're looking at some slightly more expensive stuff. But every penny we make goes into the next one, but we always try and do gatefolds and booklets, and we've got,
It is, I may say, a handsome thing you've given me.
It's a pleasure.
Heavy vinyl.
I've got a box in my car.
A lovely, car boots beckon.
180 grams. But also, we get, not that one, but the photographer Henry Diltz, who took the cover of the first Crosby, Stills and Nash album and Morrison Hotel, he didn't take that one, but we've got a really good relationship. We'll find a great picture that he's taken. We'll write to him and say, Henry, we've got no money. He'll say, right, and he'll send a dozen photos.
I send you a dozen photos. I love you guys.
He sends us a dozen photos, and we say, look, we've only got a few $100s, and it would normally cost thousands. He says, just send me what you can afford. Beautiful. So we've got loads. I'll bring some more
what goes around
in.
comes around.
Yeah, exactly.
And you paid it forward, and God bless you. It's a lovely thing.
A pleasure. How are you doing, man? You're all right?
I'm not too bad. Kind of day two's always. I'm kind of easing into it by the Tuesday morning show, because Monday's always a bit of a sleep shock over the weekend.
I was going to say, it's the first one. So Sunday night, Monday morning. Is it a bit of a shock?
Well, it is also. We had a few kind of domestic issues last week. My youngest daughter was hospitalised in Cornwall, where she's doing a degree in fine art, but she's had stomach problems, and her mum went down, and was I going to go down or not? And it's all that kind of. She was in for 3 nights, but God bless.
Is she all right?
She's fine. She's out, thank goodness, eating healthily, and it is that old, almost a cliche, but it still means it's true. God bless the NHS.
Oh yeah,
I tell you, she was there at an A&E. Was seen within 2 hours. They sent her away and said, if you're bad, come back within 4 hours. They got her straight in when she went back.
Really, yeah.
And looked after her amazingly. They took phone calls from me. They did say to me, OK, you're the first one to call. Please let it only be you, and then I can disseminate the knowledge.
Right,
there's so many of us, but they were fantastic.
Yeah. So. Oh, well, good for them. Yeah. Good for her. Yeah. She's all right. She eating?
She is, eating, and she's kind of very keen on. She teaches yoga, and she's a bit of a hustler, but she teaches yoga and loves all that stuff, and is kind of borderline vegan, certainly vegetarian. So
borderline vegan.
Yeah.
What?
She loves cheese. That's the thing.
That's the stumbling block.
You see, and I think cheese is bacon for vegans, isn't it?
Yeah, and that vegan cheese, there's nothing to it. I've got no problems with vegans.
Although Jake Yap gave me some. Can we mention Jake? Is he been disappeared?
We can mention.
Okay, that's fine.
Jake.
He's not gone chilly kind of 1972.
He's not dead.
Okay, we're not going to end up like Stalin airbrushed out the photographs. He gave me some vegan beer. That was lovely.
Really?
I know you're not a big drinking man.
No.
I love it. But
well, I was a big drinking man. That was the problem. That's why I'm not a big drinking man anymore. Everyone's got. I was going to say the trots. I don't quite know what the appropriate phrase is, but everyone in your house is...
Norovirus. It's not just the trots, it's the other end as well.
Yeah. And yet when I had it, very little sympathy from you.
Well...
Very little sympathy.
Maybe somebody listening has a kind of East European surname like Virus and a nan called Nora. Because we once found a Sudoku, a Nigerian woman rang up in a different life. Sudoku called us up. Wouldn't it be lovely to find a Nora virus?
No.
It's all your fault, Nora. Put it away.
You might as well tell us what you got on your show tonight.
We're going all over the place today. We are going to Australia. We are going to Haiti for very tragic and sad reasons, of course. Yep. We're also talking about the weather, but about the weather that's hitting Australia because it's ferociously hot down there. Oh. And they've got the Commonwealth Games on the way. And we're also crossing live to talk about the Winter Olympics. And we've got the sporting update. So it's packed full of nuts.
I was going to ask, right, I kind of... The Winter Olympics always seem to go under the radar for me. I've not seen any of it. I've seen the bit of the North Koreans doing the
cheering squad,
the happy clappy thing, but I've not seen any of the actual.
I saw the snowboarding yesterday afternoon, and it was hypnotic because it kind of built in a way that normally the big ski jump up goes Eddie the Eagle, showing me age, and down he lands. Done. They had this beautiful, aesthetically beautiful course built, and it's like a kind of huge Henry Moore sculpture, and these guys are quite literally, as they take their snowboard in their hand, taking their lives in their hand. Today, the females were out there, terrible blustery winds, bit of controversy. Every one of them at one point landed with a cauliflower bottom.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nobody injured, but they're travelling at speeds of something like 90 miles an hour. Certainly for snowboarding, I think it's 70-odd miles an hour. On that Luigi bobsleigh thing, 90 miles an hour. Head first.
What's the one? Is it the skeleton where you lie backwards? On your, that's when you do it on your own. I wouldn't mind. I'd like that, and I know that is dangerous, and it's not as easy.
There's slightly creepy about that because you're lying like in a position you assume in
ready
a coffin,
for death.
in the 1950s.
Yeah. I could see myself doing that. I bet that's probably the only.
You need a big old skeleton though, because a lot of these guys are quite like jockeys, aren't they? When you notice them, they're being interviewed by people of a more average height, and they're always kind of certainly the guys in the bobsleigh team are just teeny tiny. I'd be. Kath, you should ever go.
Wow.
Polly Pocket a radio.
Wow. Can you believe that? Get out of this studio, Paul Ross. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. Thank you, ma'am. 0344 499 1000, and Paul's on all week at 1 o'clock, and it's great that finally we've got a through the night show. We didn't have one. We did bits of it sometimes. We'd have a lock in, and then it would go to Talk Sport, and it's good we've got someone decent on.
Slowly but surely, this radio station is taking shape.
Slowly but surely, guys, it's getting somewhere. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. 30 and over only, please. We've got no calls lined up, and that's absolutely fine. We can work with that. Oh, now, here we go. Did Howard mention Lord Lucan on his show? Because I listened to Howard.
The bit I heard, no. And he was about to go to an astrologer when I switched it off last night. Was that midnight?
I don't like astrologers. Absolute rubbish. Absolute guff.
Bullshit.
I like time travel. I like UFOs. And I like the ghost hunters.
There was a ghost hunter on last night as well, a northern one.
I think I must have heard a bit of the ghost hunter.
And I did wonder whether it was that fella whose pub we went to, because they were talking
David Babcock.
about... No, the real life one.
He's not a ghost hunter, he's a publican.
Sean, the haunted landlord. No, because they did vigils and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah. Hey, I mean...
Anyway, so they were talking about all these machines, and and they were talking back to us. No, they weren't.
My youngest asked me, the youngest who came in and asked the listeners once for ghosts, have you ever seen a ghost? And then absolutely crapped himself when people phoned in. That was funny. He still has nightmares about that night. People phoned in with their ghost stories, and he still asks about the dog.
But he misunderstood one of the stories, right? So someone mentioned an outline of a cat, and he just thought he meant...
You could see its bones and its insides and stuff. But he still talks about that. And the other night, I picked him up from school. We stood there, and he went, Daddy, so a ghost's real? And I said, I don't know, son. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that one. Some people think they are. Some people think they aren't. I tend to think they're not, but I'm actually more open-minded now than I was. Next question is always, are zombies real? I say no, zombies are definitely not real. That is not real. But ghosts,
well,
I don't know. Zombies aren't real.
Well,
just not real. No.
Yeah, you go to Haiti, they do strange...
You've been watching too many Scooby-Doos and James Bonds for crying out.
Nope.
They don't summon up zombies. They do
They're not dead people, but they're people who are under...
So they're not dead people?
No.
They're people on drugs.
They won't eat your brains.
They're people on drugs.
Well, yeah.
Yes, people on drugs. So they're not zombies. No, zombies don't exist. People on drugs exist. I'll say to the 6-year-old next time, no, you're right. Zombies don't exist, but people on drugs do, and they might kill you. They'll probably disembowel you. What does disembowel mean? So they get a knife.
And you wonder why he has nightmares.
Yes. Well, no, I know why he has nightmares. It's because when he's asleep, I go and whisper horrible things in his ears. 0344 499 1000. Please give us a call. Otherwise, the next 45 minutes is this kind of rubbish.
My uncle did that once.
What?
Well, we couldn't work out why my cousin
was going to a break. I was all set for a break then.
Oh.
Thanks very much.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Alan Wagner. Find him on Facebook. Find him on Twitter. Alan Wagner. He's a genius. He's the guy that does those posters. Remember a couple of months ago, we saw these posters that were kind of doing the rounds, and people going, is it real? I'll come and bathe in milk and I'll take pictures of you.
Yeah.
And he does all these different posters, and and he makes little short films. He's a genius. He's an actual genius. I tried to get him on the show, and I almost tempted him, and then he ran away. But that doesn't matter. That is not important. Alan Wagner on Twitter and on Facebook, and it really is just a joy. Absolute joy to see someone having so much fun creating stuff.
I was going to tell you about the spooky moment.
Oh, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Couldn't work out why my little cousin wouldn't go to sleep in his bedroom.
Hang on a minute. We need to let me get some spooky spooky music here.
Go on.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it properly. Here we go. All right, away you go. Go.
Couldn't work out why my little cousin wouldn't go to sleep in his bedroom. He just had it all refitted and everything. It seemed like it was made for him, you know. Football duvet and all that gubbins that little boys like.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go in there. He'd get him to the door frame and he wouldn't want to go in there, as if the floor was made of hot lava.
Yeah.
Anyway, after a few weeks of this, my auntie said to her husband, I just don't know what's going on with him. He's terrified in there, and when he goes in there, he's burbling about the man. There's the man. She started to wonder whether the man was some sort of supernatural being.
Yeah.
And then my uncle confessed that he'd been talking down the baby monitor to him, going,
"Go to bed, I can see you."
Wowzers, there we go. Very, very spooky.
Baby monitors.
Baby monitors. Baby monitors. Fun with baby. I've done that with my mother-in-law with baby monitors.
What did you say to her?
Oh, well, I was just shitting her up. Because we stayed, loads of us rented this sort of old house, and it was just a bit creepy and a bit dark, and two different staircases. 2 staircases, wowzers. And we had the baby monitor and go in the cupboard, all that kind of stuff.
Great fun.
Lord Lucan's still alive.
Nah.
Yep. Lord Lucan
How old will he be?
Very 162.
Okay.
Lord Lucan is very possibly alive and is still a murder suspect, detectives say. The Scotland Yard case remains open even though the peer has been legally declared dead. That's his ruse. He wants us to think he's dead so he can come back and murder again. He's suspected of bludgeoning to death the family's nanny Sandra Rivet in 1974. Lucan, who vanished after the killing, would now be 83. The Met said he is very possibly alive and remains a murder suspect. Although there has not been any proof of life, there has neither been any proof of Lord Lucan's death. There you go. You can't argue with that.
It's a power deduction.
Scotland Yard's stance was revealed as it blocked a Freedom of Information bid to disclose files from the first decade of the probe. Scotland Yard's stance was revealed as it blocked a Freedom of Information bid to disclose files from the first decade of the probe. Oh, that'd be interesting. 74 to 84. Yeah. That would be interesting. I'd be up for that.
He was 39 when he went missing.
Police said handing over the papers could harm attempts to catch the peer and anyone who may have helped him flee. Sandra, 29, was killed in the Lucan home in Belgravia, central London. Lucan's wife was also attacked and said Lucan was her assailant. She died last year, aged 80. Lucan was declared dead at the High Court in 1999, despite many alleged sightings. A death certificate was issued in 2016. I mean, you never know. You never know with these things. There's another spooky story. Where's finding this? This woman's arse, very distracting. Who is she? Let's see who she is. Demi Rose Morby gets the bum's brush on a sunshine break. The Brit model, 22, had mud slapped over her rear by a pal on Cape Verde. Instagram star Demi Rose donned a skimpy string bikini for the exfoliating session at a dormant volcano. Demi Rose from Birmingham was on holiday without her new boyfriend, US DJ Chris Martinez. So that's who that is. That's the story I want. It's right next to her backside. That's why I opened it. Right. So here we go. Listen to this. Now this is proper. Pieces of metal said to be from a UFO crash in Britain in 1957 have been found in a museum store. Guessing that doesn't mean the gift shop. That means like in storage. An official at the British Museum in London alerted X-Files expert Dr. David Clarke to mysterious bits of wreckage which had been kept in a cigarette tin for decades. They were part of a 17-inch metal disc found on Silpho Moor, North Yorkshire, with marks like those on the Roswell UFO find in America. Well, what did they find in... They didn't find anything in Roswell. I thought that was all smoke and mirrors, wasn't it? Inside was a book of thin copper sheets. Here we go. Inside was a book of thin copper sheets with a 2,000-word message in an unknown language. Now we're talking. Skeptics said it was all a hoax made from a hot water cylinder. Oh. But the shell was radiation-proof and its copper parts were of unusually high purity. So the aliens are using unusually highly purely copper. Dr. Clarke of Sheffield Hallam University said, "It's incredible that pieces have been..." I was going to...
Wow. Where's he from?
I saw it coming. I thought, I'm not going to do a voice. I thought, I've got to do a voice. And then that came out. It's incredible.
No.
All right. Ran up again. Dr. Clarke of Sheffield Hallam University said, "It's incredible that pieces have been sitting in a museum archive." No, it's been for more than half a century. I do believe in there has to be life. There has to be life out there.
Well, of course.
There has to be. It's a mathematical... Well, you say of course, but some people don't buy it. Some people don't dig that, but it's a mathematical...
It's more likely that there is than there isn't.
Well, yeah, but you say that, and that's obvious.
Yep.
But there are many people that don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
No, but stop being a prig.
A prig?
Yeah.
Do you know what a prig is? Not
yes,
really, no.
No, yes, I do. Yes, I do know.
No.
Google it and see if I've used...
Google it.
No, you Google it and see if I've used prig in the right context. I think you'll find I have.
Okay.
It's so distracting, that girl's bottom.
So, a person who shows an inordinately zealous approach to matters of form and propriety.
There you go, you're a prig.
No, and I'm not. Especially when the prig has the ability to show superior knowledge to those who do not know the protocol in question. No, wrong.
Yeah, you're being priggish now.
You're a prig.
But it's true. But some people don't. Mathematically, there has to be life somewhere else. There has to be. Now, the chances of us finding it, they're very slim. But I met a proper astronaut on Sunday, an actual woman who has been to space and has been on the International Space Station.
Mm.
And then she was asking, right, she's been on the space station, and she was then saying, "What do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I host a radio show. It's on Sunday brunch behind in the green room. I host a radio show, and recently I was on a silly reality show called I'm a Celebrity." She goes, "Oh, what did you do in that?" And I said, "Oh, well, I actually rode a fake space shuttle." And as soon as I said that, I thought, just why are you doing this? But I had to commit.
You've got to do it.
I had to commit, and I said, I actually rode a fake balsa wood space shuttle, and had to get stars from it, and there were ants all over it and stuff. And then I had to step onto a balsa wood International Space Station and collect stars. And she's just sat there going, okay. And I just thought, man, this woman's actually been in space. How many people have been in space? It's a good question, isn't it? Good question, that.
35.
What are you talking about? On the space shuttle, they'd have about a dozen people on, and the space shuttle went up loads of times. And it's not even including the cosmonauts and the old Chinese.
Tell me then, why are you asking me
it's
rhetorical questions?
No, it's not rhetorical.
Designed to make me look foolish.
No, it's not rhetorical. I'd like you to give me...
I did, and then you laughed in my face.
That was
you literally laughed in my face.
That was a stupid idea. I'm going to ask you again. How many people have been up in space?
135.
Right. Why are you just being... John? Hello? John?
Hello, Ian?
Don't Google it, Catherine. Just close that for a minute.
Hey, I know.
Close it.
Trap my
Yeah.
fingers.
How old are you, John?
You're talking to me, Ian.
Is your name John?
Mine isn't.
Yes, it is,
I don't see anybody else here called John.
Well, I'm a little bit older than 30.
How many people have been in space from Earth?
Ooh,
As
about
opposed
6 or
to-
something, isn't it?
What? 6?
About 6 or 7.
Hang on a minute. 3 went up. No, 4 went up to the moon the first time.
Apparently.
So that's 4. You got 4.
Yeah.
So
6 is reasonable.
No, 6 is miles off. I'm going to tell you the number of people that have been up in space, and I think I've got this right. You can Google it after I've said it. 504.
Gosh.
Google it just to make
Wow.
sure. Yeah, 504. But you're all now you're idiots, you two, because you're thinking, oh, that's a lot. But it's not a lot. It's not many at all. Anyway,
Well,
John.
I remember the first one that went up.
Go on, who was the first one?
Yuri Gagarin.
Yuri Gagarin, yeah, Yuri Gagarin.
Was a dog went up before him, wasn't it?
What was the dog called? Do you remember?
Petra.
Oh, I can't remember
I'm
the
asking
dog's
him a
name,
question.
It wasn't Petra.
No, it wasn't Petra. Petra was Blue Peter. It was it was Yahtzee or something, wasn't it? It was
No.
I can see it. Cause
Well, may well have been.
I've been
But
to the
sadly, he
science.
never came back, did he?
No. They didn't teach it how to land. They only taught it how to press the red button for takeoff. He couldn't get to grips
Like
with the thing. I do like her actually, but I can't remember her name. John, what did you call him for?
Well, you were talking about ghostly stuff.
Yeah.
You might remember I've spoken to you the last couple of weeks about 2 or 3 times. I'd just like to tell you this story about when my son died.
Oh, yeah.
He died on the 31st of December.
Yeah.
But he sent away for a present for his daughter's boyfriend for Christmas, for a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Just a silly thing.
Yeah.
And the day after he died, because it never turned up, something got put through the letterbox and we just heard some chatter and thing that sounded like the laughing policeman.
Yes, I do. One of the most. If you really want to scare a 6-year-old, play them the laughing policeman. I remember listening to it as a child and being terrified by it.
Well, it was one of these things like these like a fake. What do you call these things?
Is it the little bags? The little bags that laugh.
No. The traffic things. When you have in your car, you have the sat nav.
Oh yeah.
And it has fake voices on.
Oh yeah.
So it was just a toy one of them what he had sent him. Ordered for him, but it only turned up the day after he died, And he has another one.
Yeah. Now let me put my skeptic's hat on. That doesn't mean that it was a ghostly presence. It just means that that Royal Mail is rubbish.
That's fine, aye. Well, that's absolutely right.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'll tell you now, the day after he died, I'm a smoker, and I always go out to the back door for a smoke.
Classy.
And I live on a council house estate.
Yeah.
And there's not many trees around, but the next door's got a couple of trees. And bearing this in mind, it's like January.
Yeah.
There was a squirrel up the tree. Obviously, no leaves and stuff up there.
Yeah.
Just a bare tree in the rain, and it sat up there for 2 days solid.
Wow.
So whether something chased it up there and it was frightened to come down, I don't know. And here's another one.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's go there. What did you draw from your experience of seeing that squirrel up a tree for 2 days?
I thought somebody was watching.
And you thought it was your boy?
Not necessarily. Could have been somebody else close to me.
Okay. And was it comforting to feel that, or was it eerie?
Yes.
It was comforting.
No. Well, a little bit of both, but it was comforting to me.
Beautiful. Then, and that's I can't argue with that. Then that's wonderful. Go on. What was the other one?
I've got 2 more.
Yeah, go on. Let's have it.
Well, I've only got you know, like I heard you earlier on last week saying like you've only got 3 friends.
Yes.
And I've got about 4.
Oh.
Were close to me, but there was only 2 that I could call on at that sad time to me.
Yeah.
And I went, like, one of them came to me and took us for a walk down the riverside where we used to play when we were kids.
Yeah.
And we're talking about different things and stuff. And we walked along the riverside, but we had to come back along the roadside, back to the car.
Yeah.
And my friend was telling us about when his mother died. Seriously, this is... You might not believe this, but he was telling us about his uncle who he had never met. He came to visit at the time she was dying, and just before she died, she sat up and she done the death breath or whatever call it. And the minute he said that to me, I happened to look down on the roadside, and it wasn't on the path, it was on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Can you remember these little toys you used to get from the joke shop years ago with a little skeleton in a small coffin?
Yeah, I do remember those, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was in the roadside at the very same time he told me that.
Wow.
And it wasn't planted because it had all the dirt off the road.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it, and I looked at him, and I pointed at him. And we both said we'll not see anything.
We both said, what a coincidence.
And as soon as he got in the house, he told his wife.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got in the house, I told my wife.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, you're not going to tell anybody. Yeah. But anyway, there's another one.
Yeah, go on.
At the time of the funeral, we had a wake in the near side club.
Yeah.
And you know, one have letter drawers. Like a lottery thing every Saturday or every Sunday in the club.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I've never been where they've had a lottery at a wake before.
No. Right. No. They haven't had that, but it was at Working Men's Club that I already previously had that on the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And my son's nickname, more or less every letter was there except for one. And everybody was commenting on it to me, saying, "Have you seen the letter draw?" After years.
Well, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I was reminded that when my dad's funeral, I think it was the funeral, it was in Gloucester, and my dad's name was Malcolm. And as we were driving down whatever motorway it is that takes you there, it's the M4, isn't it? Driving down the M4, for most of it, we were stuck behind a lorry, and in big letters on the back of this lorry, it said Malcolm. Now, since then, it's a removal firm, I think, and since then, I've seen these lorries every now and then. I'll see these. I saw one at the weekend.
No, I
don't know what I'm saying yet, John. But I saw one at the weekend, which is why it's in my head, and also it was the anniversary of my dad's death a few days ago, and I saw one of these lorries, and I was reminded of this instance, and when I was driving down to the funeral, it was either the funeral when we were scattering the ashes, one of the two. I think it was the funeral. I found it very comforting. I found it funny.
Yeah.
I found it comforting.
Understand that fully, yes.
And but also part of me wonders, the sceptic part of me wonders, had I seen these things all the time, but had just never noticed them? Because when and I'm not in any way disputing what you said at all, John. I'm just giving my story.
No, I'm not taking it that way, Ian. I'm not taking that way.
Good lad. But when someone passes, when I'll speak about me. When someone has passed in my life, and I've been lucky, it's not happened too often yet. I've looked for some kind of spiritual thing, or some kind of magical thing, or some kind of I've looked for something that implies their death was not in vain, that somehow they're still around, that And me seeing Malcolm on the back of a lorry was beautiful timing, and it comforted me, and that's fine. You know, it made me feel better, and it made me, cry a little bit, and it also cheered me. It comforted me. So
yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I told you about Iain.
Yeah.
When we got into the car on the funeral day, I said to my family, "Remember the things." And that'll get us through, and it did.
Yeah.
So whatever you take from that, that's the thing. But the nickname thing came afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There was something else, but a minute I can't remember. Well, I think a couple of seconds ago. But when I was listening to your story, so it went out of my mind. But yeah, it's You do find comfort in things, but I don't know if it's all coincidence or not. But that's my story anyway.
As long as you find it comforting, brother, that's all that matters. John, it's always nice to talk to you, mate. Thanks for calling.
Great, Iain. Thank you.
See you later on. Tata. I like him. I like him. He's a nice guy, and he's got a lot of wisdom in him. I'm not going to knock someone for spotting things that were comforting. Who knows? Who knows what's going on in the world? We've got another 20 minutes before Paul Ross. We've got an empty switchboard, and it's. I like it when we get an hour like this, where it's just kind of laid back, and we just talk about whatever comes to our mind. And sometimes the conversation goes nowhere, and sometimes, like that with John, it does go somewhere. So. You can call in about anything, stuff we've talked about, stuff that we haven't talked about. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
No rules nocturnal nattering for nightbirds, nurses and Nosferatu.
All right, cool.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Someone sent me this. This sounds like fun. Let's have a little click and let's have a listen. Here we go. It's a harp. Wowzers. I mean... She's banging the harp to get that drum beat. It's a big old harp. Isn't it?
So good.
I remember years ago when I used to run a variety night, sort of once a month, and we had a harpist come in, and she played like Nirvana and things, a big old harp. And how did I meet her? I don't know how I met these people. But she came in. The harp is the harp is such an old-fashioned instrument. It's basically a piano, but without keys, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's what a piano is that, and it's got hammers banging on it because you use the keys. This is Amy Turk was her name, the young lady we heard there. This is a Patreon page. Patreon's great. It's his website. Unfortunately, it's in dollars, but artists and comedians and podcasters and musicians say, look, if you pay me $1 a month or $2 a month, I will make something once a month, or or if you pay $10, then you get a ticket, or whatever. The harp is awesome, and can play any kind of music, and I'll prove it to you. I need to either fully work as a wedding harpist and never be heard on the internet again, or I need your help to fund my future videos. Pledge per video and you'll get the rewards like the chance to make requests and early access. If enough of you pledge, I can make more videos more regularly. Plus, I could then do things like themed cover albums, an original EP, and maybe even go on tour. Where is she based, this young lady? I wonder if she's based in the UK. Amy Turk. Let me Google her. Because if she's in the UK, we'll see if we can get her in. Google, Amy. Sorry, what is that?
That's your Google.
Amy Turk, harpist. She's in Surrey. Oh, Do you want to send her an email?
Yeah, go on then.
See if she'll come in one night.
Okay.
Amy, we're coming for you. I wonder if she's on. I wonder if she's on Twitter. What did I just say? Of course she is. Amy Turk Harp. There we go. Shall I tweet her?
Yeah, if you want. Shall I not email her then?
I'm thinking on my feet here, mate.
Because you've got a blue tick, she'll respond to you.
Yeah, because I'm from the jungle. Hey, Amy, just played your Billy Idol. Would you like to come on my radio show one night? Thanks. There we go.
You just reminded me of that Billy Idol, that book.
I was going to quote a bit, and I realised I was going to quote a rude bit, and so I stopped myself.
Filthy, it's all rude.
I was making love to her, like my arm was trapped.
Oh, God, I nearly broke my wrist.
There we go. Speaking of, here we go. This is the real life Billy Idol. It's Andre.
Hi, and I don't harp on anyway, but what I was going to say.
You're not sorry. That's the point.
Well, I'm not harping on, but listen, I was born in a leap year. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if I'm still old enough. I'm only 25, but I was born in the leap year.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
I was born in 1982.
Oh, okay, all right. You were born in... Hang on a minute. You're not younger than me by 9 years.
Listen, right, if I was born in 1982, after 5 years...
We get the joke. Leap years every 4 years.
Just have to land on the show, shouldn't I?
Okay. But you're about 50.
Oh, God, don't insult me.
You're not... How old are you really?
Well, I'm quite old, a bit younger than you.
Shut up! You are not younger than you are not younger than me.
Listen, right. Well, once upon a time, right.
Yeah.
Going back, I went into the shop. Yeah, bought a few beers, as you do.
As you do.
And then I went up the pub. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a few on my way, and then I come out of the pub, and I just like sort of. I seem to have fallen on the floor a little bit, yeah?
Okay, yes.
And I spewed up, and it was all rolling down the blooming hill.
This is really...
What?
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt... I went up, and I was looking down on myself.
All right.
And that's my, confession of nearly losing your blooming... Nearly ending my account.
Okay. That's your confession of nearly losing your blooming, nearly ending your account.
Losing your lunch.
Hey, right, Andre, I've had a great idea. I'm going to cut you off. So I found this show, right, because we've been watching the Tim Heidecker stuff, right? Yes. And there's the GoPro show with Tim and Eric. It's really funny. And on Amazon Prime. And it recommends stuff. And it recommended all these weird comedies, right? And I started them and didn't like them. I started about a dozen. And I saw one. And I really liked the idea. I didn't think it was that funny, but if it was presented as performance art instead of comedy, I'd have dug it, right? And what it was there was a programme on MTV, so it was American, but they had this show over here. Dave Berry used to host it, called, I don't remember what it's called, 3 Letters. Anyway, and it was basically a video show, so you'd have, the English version was Dave Berry hosting it. I was on it once, bizarrely. And he'd have, he'd say, God, I'm trying to think of something contemporary and I can't. So he would bring out a pop group and there was an audience there and it was all standing. So what are you guys up to at the moment? And the girls screaming, right? But in America, it would be bigger and more so. So what this show was, it was recreating this MTV show, but with comedians quoting the bands.
Right.
So you would say, so it was 98 Degrees was the band. So the host would say, right, we've got 98 Degrees coming out. And so these 4 guys, these actors would come out. And they would just quote what the band had said on the original show. Now, it wasn't particularly funny, but I thought it was really interesting. And if it had been done as performance art, it would be quite good. And I'm thinking we do the same thing with Andre's calls. If we just have someone reading out Andre's calls, performance art.
Yeah. Who's that?
We've lost you. You've gone.
No.
You're fading. You're fading.
I'm not fading.
You're fading a bit.
No, that's me doing Andre.
Okay.
Who's that?
Evening, Jake.
Oh, well, pal. Listen, do you know what I could just eat?
Yeah?
Go on then.
Macaroni and cheese. Fantastic.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Oh, by the way, big up to the Brexit boys, as always. We love those guys. I could do a macaroni cheese, actually. I nearly bought a macaroni cheese the other day, but I bought meatballs instead. That's kind of the way I roll.
That's a good story.
That's the way I roll, guys. That's the way I roll. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. What is this? We've not really got many stories in the papers today. They're a little bit light. What's this one I've written down? What is this one I've written down? No. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Listen to this sad case. A corner shop owner known as Granville is still open all hours after 45 years because no one will take on his 80-hour week. I bet it's because he's a tightwad. Paul Broadbent, 62, only closes on Christmas Day, works 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and has had no holiday since his 20s. He admits, I never watched Open All Hours, I was working too much. Now I'm seeing the repeats, but life in my shop is harder. You never see them break sweat. Bachelor Paul... Oh, this is actually quite a tragic story.
Yeah.
Bachelor Paul started work at his family store at 17 on the day he finished school. He helped Dad Herbert to run it for nearly 30 years. Oh, look, it says here, there's a picture of him, and it says, no holiday, tired Paul. And they became known as Arkwright and Granville. When his dad died in 2000... Oh, this is sad. Paul continued alone. He said, I open all the hours I can for my customers. I've had a good life, but it's all been after 9 p.m, and at times it's been lonely with no wife and kids. I don't even have a computer or a mobile, as I'm here 14 hours a day. Paul has tried for 2 years to sell the shop in Liversedge, West Yorkshire, opened in 1934 by his grandparents Fred and Winifred Lucas. But he said people don't like the 80-hour week. They can't see the benefits.
Well, if they were to buy it, they wouldn't have to work the same hours as him, would they?
I mean, it's what we would call, what my dad would call a toot shop. Outside there's footballs and burners and stuff and pet food and... Oh, that's
Do you know what it strikes me?
Yeah.
That's become his thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't really want to give it up, because what else would he do?
Yeah, when that ends, he'd be at a loss there, wouldn't he? That would be...
He's kind of a happy martyr.
Well, yeah.
It's a shame, though, isn't it?
It's quite sad, that story. Let's go to Jim. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jim. What have you got for us tonight?
Just caught you on YouTube. Has anyone mentioned Thundercats?
Go on, mention them.
Thundercats?
What, all of them? You do all of them?
Well, as long as they're all of age, then yes.
You've got some standards.
Well done, you. Okay. There was a sexy one, because my friend Chitara, my friend Wayne Shaler had a crush on her, proper crush on her. Yeah. She was quite saucy, wasn't she? Yeah, he's gone. He's put the phone down.
There's nothing more to say.
No, I think he's off to have a macaroni cheese with his pal. Why the hell not? I'm on GMTV, Good Morning Britain, tomorrow. So it's going to be the old 3-hour sleep trick tonight. And I'm hungry, but there's... I'm going to raid the minibar when I get into that hotel room. I'm going to have an £8 small packet of Pringles. That's what I'm having. Did you? Here's the thing, guys. Right, when you use the minibar, but you check out before they've checked it, they can't bill you for it. They can't bill you for it once you've gone, because what they do is when the cleaner goes in, they refill it. But I check out tomorrow. I'm at 5:15. I'm up and I'm out to Good Morning Britain. I'm not going back to the hotel, so I can either do a dirty protest like I did in Pakistan, or I can steal from the minibar. And then they say, "Did you use the minibar?" I go, did I use the No, I don't think so. And they go, okay, fine. And then they close the account. So then I can go.
And then they replay this bit.
Well, but then it's on ITV's credit card, so they'll just whack it off to ITV. Yeah. Fine. Beautiful.
Pringles.
That'll do it. Jeremy Kyle is hosting Good Morning Britain all this week. I have thoughts on Jeremy Kyle that I won't be sharing with him because that would be inappropriate, and I'll be making the most of it. But I won't be looking in his eyes because I think he's got the power to suck you off with his eyes, suck the soul out of your body with his eyes. So yeah, I'm going to be careful around that.
Yeah, do that.
I think is the thing. We didn't get to do the dating story in The Sun, which is a shame because it was going to tell you dating experts' V-Day advice for singletons.
That's for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Tinder frenzy. Online dating gets pretty weird this week. Even the most meh of app users are suddenly swiping right in a hopeful frenzy. The shaggers. What? This is in a newspaper. The shaggers want in on the action too as they spy easy pickings.
Good grief.
And know that even a basic what you doing for Valentine's might do. Gosh.
What the response would be, you.
Gosh. It's a Valentine's tip. The social media shelves, VD, painful but swiftly banished with the right treatment, is paradise for all the loved-up attention seekers. Cue a slew, I've never seen the word slew written down, of kissy-kissy couple photos with endless unbearable hashtags. What's that got to do with VD?
Valentine's Day.
Oh, right. So it's a double entendre.
I guess.
So they mean venereal disease, but they also mean Valentine's Day. It's a joke.
I think.
This is not a joking matter.
No.
No, that's not a sensible.
You don't want VD on Wednesday.
I just whack it straight through. Whack them straight through. Hello, caller. No, they bottled it. What happened there? Well, we're done. We kind of peaked it out towards the end. That's it. That's your lot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. youtube.com/rabbithole. You can also get podcasts of this show. New ones come out every single day. Oh, next Tuesday, I think it is. I've got to double check. Chris Difford from Squeeze is going to be in this studio at 10 o'clock at night. He's going to bring a guitar in as well, and you will be able to watch. And he's, I'm hoping he's going to play it and sing and not just show off his guitars. That would be disappointing, wouldn't it? So Chris, you're going to play us a guitar? No, I just wanted to show you my Gibson. Nice one, thanks. He's coming in next week, which I'm really, really thrilled about. I'm really excited about. Apart from that, I don't think we've got any guests lined up, which is kind of nice. We'll keep it free for a few weeks, and we'll just peter along and see what happens. If you want to, we'll be back tonight at 10 o'clock. You tell my brain is totally unwinding. Stay tuned, though, dear listener, because coming up after 1 o'clock, it's Paul Ross himself. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. I've been in. That's been Catherine Boyle. Thank you very much for listening to the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.